Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about Stellar Lumens, aka XLM. But before we jump on in, I just want to double check. Are you guys subscribed to the channel? Over 50% of you are not subscribed. By the end of this video, if you guys do find any of the information interesting, maybe you learned something new, whatever the case may be, definitely consider hitting that subscribe button and turn notifications on to never miss a future update. As I do every single day, make content on crypto. I try to keep you guys in the loop on everything that is happening around adoption, statistics within, the system, the network, everything happening 24/7 around crypto. I try to keep you guys updated on everything. So if you guys do find the information in this video valuable, maybe you learned something, like I said, definitely consider hitting that subscribe button, turn notifications on. Also hit that like button and comment down below how you guys feel about XLM's performance. What do you think is going to happen with XLM in the future, and where you guys see the new all-time high being. But with all of that in mind, let's just dive in and let's start off with this tweet here. So for the longest time on this channel, whenever we do talk about XLM, a lot of people bring up XRP. We always talk about XRP on this channel. We always talk about XLM as well. I mean, when we really kind of look at both of these tokens, they do provide an intricate amount of value to some substantial markets around the world. We know that the evolution of finance and payments and the entire monetary system is changing. We know that it's coming. We know that right now, as we speak, DLT is in the mouths of every major elite around finance and payments. We know that crypto in the last couple years has been touted as a systemic risk to the, banking system and the monetary system, because guess what? At the end of the day, they fear this technology because this technology will shake the entire food chain of the banking system. It will not only take out a massive amount of fees within the legacy system that these major bankers are collecting every single day and feeding their pockets, but it's also going to make the entire system a lot more efficient, and it will leapfrog us years and years ahead in terms of a technological advancement. But the biggest problem that I do see around crypto right now in terms of the retail sector is people not realizing the value of XLM and XRP combined. That's right. When we look at XLM and we look at XRP, it's very easy to box yourself in and say XRP is better than XLM or XLM is, better than XRP. I've always said on this channel, whenever we talk about these two tokens, that they're both working together. They both provide a massive amount of value to the markets that they are going after. A lot of people will kind of confuse that statement and say, well, XRP is positioned for this, XLM is positioned for this. Ripple as a company is utilizing XRP to target this market. And again, the same with Stellar with XLM. But the difference here, and I've always said this, is that XLM is more so centered on P2P. XRP is more so centered on B2B from, again, the respective companies that utilize these digital tokens. So when we look at both these tokens, they are centered on two completely different use cases. Or I shouldn't say two completely different use cases. They're focused on a very similar use case, but completely different markets. And when I say markets, I mean like you have the P2P market and the B2B market. And yes, they do have a substantial price difference in terms of the value being disrupted. For an example, B2B cross-border payments is like 150 trillion. The P2P is like roughly 5 trillion. Which, don't get me wrong, $5 trillion is still a very large amount. And if we do see XLM disrupt that, then yeah, I do believe that the XLM price will be substantially higher. But I also think that the XLM price is going to be substantially higher, even without that, because I think that we are already seeing a lot of adoption through like MoneyGram, for example, and a lot of the other major players on Stellar. But again, these articles, like the one from U.Today, that is saying like Ripple rival Stellar unveils impressive results of the year. Again, like this is getting things wrong. Like they're not rivals. But yeah, with this, we have been focused on the big change. And the big change is the international, monetary system. It's being disrupted. It's being shaken up. And we're seeing like new forms of money really kind of coming out and becoming a major discussion topic. Stablecoins, CBDCs, digital assets, that are all being talked about. Here's from the IMF, right? As more countries adopt new forms of digital money, the IMF has designed its policy advice to help countries and create a more stable international monetary system. When we look at this, right, the general public, a lot of the general public, I would argue like 90+%, is asleep at the wheel. They're sheep. They're following what the media is telling them. The media is telling them like crypto's this, crypto's that. Stay away from crypto. It's so bearish. You're gonna lose all your money in crypto. Blah blah blah. We hear it every single bear market, right? But also, as the general public is asleep, they don't really care about crypto unless like the money is pouring in. They want to make money. But being a visionary and understanding the technological advancement that's happening around money and finance and knowing that DLT is playing a crucial role is not only going to change the way that money is created, value creation, but also how value is moved and settled. And this is going to be a systemic upgrade in terms of the legacy system that we are utilizing on a daily basis around the globe. So this is a huge advancement, and in my opinion, being able to realize this, being able to be in this market at this crucial time, ahead of like it's like probably like 99% of the general public, is going to provide a wealth transfer like you've never seen in your life. I would argue that within like the next, give or take, like 2-4 years, this market will hit astronomical heights that no one will ever expect to be hit. And I think that it all starts with digitization of the entire system. And this is from the IMF's website, and we do see a few discussions. We see digitization, right? Digital forms of money are diverse and evolving rapidly. The opportunities are immense, but the challenges to policymakers are also stark, complex, and widespread. And this more so talks about like the implications of it, the stability of the international monetary system. You always hear them say like, there's so many risks of adopting digital assets and crypto into the system. So they need to fully regulate it. They need to do this. They need to do that. More so, the policies and the things that they're talking about is more so discussing the ideas like, okay, how can we control this system? They want control of it. They don't want to lose the control of the banking system that they have or the international monetary system that they have, because guess what? Then we no longer live in the society where the government fully controls money, because then we'll kind of see decentralization take place. But again, are we going to get around that? It's hard to say. In my opinion, I do think that DLT technology will be the fundamental core of the monetary system. How will it work? Well, I do think that DLT will have a public and private ledger basis, where the private basis is more so centered on central banks launching their CBDCs on that DLT technology, utilizing the fundamental efficiencies around that DLT technology, and it will most likely be backed by gold, or possibly even silver. Questionable, right? I think that gold will be the best choice scenario. We'll have a new SDR in place. The entire monetary system as we know it will change rapidly, and we'll most likely have those CBDCs. Now, CBDCs you could take either way. You could have 50-50 where yeah, CBDCs are terrible for your privacy, for this, that. They're going to control you fully. But hey, take a step back, look at the monetary system right now. Who's not being controlled by money? I mean, we have to go to work, we have to make money, we have to pay our bills. It's a revolving door, right? So, I would argue that, yeah, they already kind of control us, but, with CBDCs, we could have a lot more privacy and control taken away from us. So, yeah, it's questionable on if CBDCs are going to be good or bad and, like, kind of push us into this, society where you kind of see it in sci-fi fiction movies, and it really is a time in this market where we need to understand the risk associated with CBDCs and stuff. But I do believe that we are going to see a systemic revolution happen around our monetary system. And I do believe that's going to be centered on digitization, and we'll most likely see digital technologies and digital assets and DLT, right? DLT is the big one, be at the core process of it. We even do see like digitization and mobile money are also rapidly transforming fiscal operations and policies through GovTech, an area of increasing IMF support to members. During the pandemic, governments accelerated digital delivery of key government services, which also highlighted the move towards digital assets. Like it put a major focus point on digital assets and crypto. And it's only going to grow from here. We also just seen Nigeria, Africa's largest economy, first country on the continent to launch a central bank digital currency. Again, CBDCs are launching. You have Bitcoin Maxi saying like Bitcoin is better technology. Like people, again, like tribalism is not going to get you anywhere. These Bitcoin Maxis have locked themselves in a box, and they don't realize the problems with Bitcoin. I mean, you take a step back, you can realize all of the problems with Bitcoin. They're utilizing the Lightning Network, and they're touting it as like the next best thing. The Lightning Network, sorry to break it to you, is complete garbage. It's a layer 2 network. So you have all the vulnerabilities, and it really opens the door for a lot of issues. The failure rate of the transactions is substantially high. It has a ton of problems. It's plagued with inefficiencies. So when we really kind of look at this, like, what problem is Bitcoin solving? None. Absolutely none. And I've talked about this many times on this channel. So when we look at these tokens like XLM and XRP and Algorand and HBAR and Casper, like, these are the tokens of the future, not Bitcoin. Bitcoin has paved the way for these utility tokens to be realized in. And it really kind of puts a shine on the ones that are extremely efficient that can be utilized within the world of finance. Bitcoin, it has been tested. It's been tried and tested before. And guess what? Every single time, it ends up failing because you can't utilize Bitcoin in a financial system and utilize it for payments and transactions at scale. It's far too inefficient. I've said this time and time again. Now, let's actually take a look at a few things around Stellar. Because I kind of got a little bit ahead of myself, and I started to kind of go on a little bit of a tangent around the entire monetary system. But when we look at XLM and Stellar, we start to see a huge update around the end of the year metrics, milestones, and all that kind of stuff. So this got posted back on the 26th. We do see the network stats: 75 or 73% total assets, 90,000 to roughly 156,000. Total accounts, 17% increase. 6 point almost 3 million to about 7 point almost 4 million. Total operations, this is on the yearly scale, by the way. Total operations processed increase of 92%. Total payments, 176%. And yeah, I mean, like, this is pretty insane, honestly. We do see down here, like, while we've tightened our reporting criteria to remove stale relevant relevant assets, Stellar has seen a 1.9x increase in daily transactions volume of these assets since the start of the year. We've seen almost $1.8 million to about almost $3 million. Well, it's actually over 3.3 million, but it's right around the same range. And then also earlier this year, they did announce that smart contracts were coming to Stellar. This is through Soroban. It's live on the FutureNet and incentivized testnet, and set to launch on the mainnet mid next year. Then down here, we also do see MoneyGram, in collaboration with SDF, rolled out MoneyGram Access, the first of its kind global cash in and cash out on ramp and also off ramp service for digital wallets. Again, showcasing the idea on why it's centered on P2P. And also future aid, or future of aid delivery, centered on P2P. It's all centered around P2P. Even the anchors continue to serve as the backbone of Stellar, doubling since the previous year. It's now easier than ever to become an anchor with the launch of the Stellar Anchor platform. This year, the Enterprise Fund and Matching Fund continues to make strides in diversifying our reach and growing the Stellar ecosystem, investing in 8 companies and a total of 20, almost $5 million. Here you guys have it. Pretty incredible. And also, Stellar Community Fund, $2.3 million worth of XLM awarded, 304 applications, 2,600 plus community members, 36 winners, and 46% Discord community growth. Awesome to see. I really do think that when we look at XLM, very similar to XRP, right? We will see a major shift happen around this market. It's once we get back into the stability range. I do believe that XLM could come down lower. We will definitely be watching it to not only average in a little bit more, but also to really accumulate a lot more XLM as well. But I want you guys to understand that as we focus on the market right now, when we look at what's happening around this market, we are in a bear market, obviously, right? And when we look at that, it's usually a crucial time to focus on the bigger picture. The bigger picture is, you know, the value of XLM, you know the value of XRP, you know the value of these utility grade tokens. So when we take a step back and look at just how undervalued these markets are, okay, where do I want to start averaging in? Where do I feel the most comfortable averaging in? And let's start it. And let's continue to average in until I'm happy with my bag size. And also, remember to only invest as much as you can afford to lose, because I always say, like, that's the biggest key to it. And when you realize this, you understand where we are at. you understand how early we are. This is a huge moment for us because right now is the time where most of the general public does not even care about crypto, as we see major elites around the monetary system getting very bullish on digital assets, preparing policies, and we are nearing the oversold areas to the point where we can create financial freedom. And this is why it's so important to be in this market right now. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, up to you all. Have a beautiful day, beautiful night, wherever you guys are on this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.